for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Yankees Fan Central. We are deep in the hot stove season right now, that critical time of the off-season when the rumors start flying and the decisions being made are going to shape the future of this franchise. Today, I've got some exclusive intel that's buzzing through the back channels of Major League Baseball, and it directly impacts how the Bronx is planning for next season. My sources and market analysis, backed up by some recent reports from Joel Reuter over at Bleacher Report, are pointing to a strategic move that Brian Cashman might be about to pull off. It's smart, it's financially savvy, and it fits our needs. We're talking about bringing in a proven power bat, a veteran who knows how to handle his business, to wear the pinstripes, Rhys Hoskins. The projection we're looking at right now suggests the Yankees are going to sign the slugger who was just with the Milwaukee Brewers to a one-year deal worth $7.5 million. Yeah, you heard me right. $7.5 million for a guy with Hoskins' power ceiling is something we got to break down carefully. To understand why this deal is actually realistic, we got to look at what went down in Milwaukee. The Brewers had a fascinating 2025 season, especially with the rise of Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn turned into a cornerstone in that lineup, basically locking down his spot as the first baseman of the future and the present for that crew out in Wisconsin. With Vaughn blocking the position and putting up consistent numbers, the Brewers front office is in a spot where keeping Rhys Hoskins becomes an unnecessary luxury, or really just redundant on the roster. That's where the window opens for us. Hoskins, despite being a big name, is likely going to be the odd man out due to the numbers game and Milwaukee's depth, which puts him firmly on the free agent market this winter. This availability lines up perfectly with the Yankees' need to add depth without wrecking the payroll long-term with anchor contracts. We're talking about a short commitment, just 12 months, which mitigates any risk related to health or performance decline. The price tag of $7.5 million is extremely reasonable for the current market, especially when you consider that contracts for power hitters usually get inflated fast. Hoskins might not have fully justified that $34 million two-year deal he had before, but that actually plays in our favor now. It drops his market value to a tier where the risk is low and the reward could be huge. He's a veteran who needs to prove his worth again, and there ain't no better stage for a comeback than Yankee Stadium. The narrative here is clear. Milwaukee is turning the page to Andrew Vaughn, and Rhys Hoskins needs a home where he can mash and compete for a ring, and that's exactly where New York enters the chat with a solid, sensible offer. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of how Rhys Hoskins fits into our daily grind and why this makes all the sense in the world for skipper Aaron Boone. The main conversation here revolves around first base and the development of our young stud, Ben Rhys. Rhys had a breakout season in 2025, showing he belongs in the big leagues with an OPS plus of 131 and 26 home runs. Those are elite numbers for a 26-year-old kid. However, a deeper dive, looking past the surface, reveals an exploitable flaw. Rhys struggled big time against left-handed pitching, slashing just 208, 271, 81, with a worrying strikeout rate of 27.7% in those spots. This is where the platoon strategy becomes vital. The Yankees tried to patch this up down the stretch last season by using Paul Goldschmidt as a support piece against southpaws, and the logic of bringing in Hoskins follows that exact same playbook, but with maybe even more explosive offensive potential at this stage of his career. Hoskins absolutely crushes lefties with a career OPS of .8 and 82 against them in over 1,000 plate appearances. He is the perfect weapon to neutralize the opponent's advantage when they throw a lefty on the mound. Imagine having the flexibility to keep Rhys's lefty bat in against righties, where he shines, and slotting in Hoskins' right-handed power when the situation calls for it. It maximizes the performance of both spots and keeps both guys fresh and productive. Plus, Hoskins brings that veteran clubhouse mentality that is priceless in October. But the beauty of this $7.5 million move isn't just what Hoskins brings to the table, but what he allows the team to do elsewhere. By solving the first base depth issue at a relatively low cost, Brian Cashman frees up a significant chunk of the budget to chase the real big fish on the market. We're talking about having the financial flexibility to go after an elite outfielder. The names on the table that would make the bleacher creatures go crazy are Cody Bellinger or Kyle Tucker. If we dropped $30 million on first base, those signings would be impossible. Spending less than $8 million makes the dream of bringing a Bellinger or Tucker to the outfield a mathematical reality. So signing Hoskins is a strategic step. It improves the team immediately in its weakness against lefties and preserves the capital for the massive investments that really change the franchise's level. To wrap this up, here's my take. Hoskins is the cog that makes the rest of the machine run smoother and cheaper. Now, I want to hear from you, the real voice of the Bronx. Do you think Rhys Hoskins would accept this platoon role on a contender? Or would his ego talk louder, looking for an everyday starting job on a lesser team? And more importantly, if saving this cash lets us bring in Kyle Tucker, are you signing off on that right now? Drop your comments below. I want to see the debate heat up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because as soon as the ink hits the paper, you're going to hear it here first. Let's go, Yankees.